And welcome to the podcast. How good?
How good?
How good, boys?
How good, people? How good? How good is a coffee on a
Friday morning.
Friday
Midday?
morning. Wait, is
Right.
it midday still?
Oh, it might be midday. What time
Do
is
you
it?
cheers coffee glasses?
We do now.
We do.
That's a podcast tradition now. Is everyone who watches this in the morning, if you don't clink your coffee mug against the screen when we cheers, then you don't deserve to watch podcast.
Turn it off right now. Actually, don't turn it off.
Nah, stay, Elliot.
So, how's our week's been?
Another week, another
Another no dollar.
no dollar. Yeah, still unemployed.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
So if there's any job employers watching this,
Hire me, please.
my CV is linked in the description.
And yourself, Josh? You worked last night, didn't you?
I've been working. Had some acupuncture last night.
Oh yeah.
Acupuncture.
Yesterday during the day.
I've always been
it's good,
curious
man.
about
with
that.
the needles.
It's intense.
Yeah, Elliot went. He recommended it. Have you had it before?
Yeah, the last time I went, the guy. So I went down to a place, Sunny Nook, across from the car park, the back of Sunny Nook Park,
Yeah.
where the toilets are. There's like an acupuncture place there, and it was the last time I went because it was fine every other time, but he didn't tell me to relax before putting the needle in, and I didn't know when he was gonna put the needle in, so he just jammed like 10 needles into my lower back, bro, and then just like left me, and I'm like laying on the
Just,
bed,
like-
bro. My whole back's like spazzing out. I was like so uncomfortable.
Really?
Yeah, man, like bleeding.
What?
Could you feel the blood?
I could feel
Coming
blood
through.
like going down my back and
Jesus,
shit. Because
really?
like obviously it's a needle in you,
Yeah.
and he didn't tell me to fucking, relax.
Expect
So I was just like, "Ah!"
So you'd say ineffective? Would you say?
Yeah, but the first like I don't know how many times I went before. Let's just say like 8 times before that.
Oh
was
shit! You've been a
perfectly
few
fine.
times.
Yeah, I had like lower back problems from cricket
Mm.
when I was bowling, so I had to get that sussed. But yeah, that was the last time I went because I was like, I don't trust this shit
what is
anymore.
it? It basically pinches your nerve. Is that what it does?
Yeah, pinch is like a nerve, and essentially it's like if you have a pain, right? So if you have pain in like your arm and you push down in another area, it like mitigates that pain because you're feeling pain somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
It's sort of like I think it's that, right?
Yeah, because I have really tight shoulders and neck from
Yeah,
like
I'm the
sitting down. Like I'm sure a lot of people have the same thing. Like he checked the alignment of my ears on my shoulder.
Yeah.
And he found that my neck and head is too far forward.
Turtle.
Like, a little bit.
But I reckon I'm the same, eh?
I think everyone's a little bit the same,
Yeah.
but then also just from everyday stress, like just tensing up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Probably playing ball too, all up.
Yeah, a lot of shoulder movements. So he looked at my shoulders, and my left shoulder was like raised up above my right, and it was weird. Everything on my left was a little bit off. So like my left shoulder was a bit off, and then my hip on my left side is like a tight one,
Okay.
and then my pelvis is like tilted a little bit because
Yeah.
it's tight.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I went to get treatment for,
Yeah, man.
essentially.
So how was your experience? What would you rate it?
It was pretty good actually.
Should you go back?
Did it work out of 10?
I am going back. He
Yeah.
recommended I get some more sessions.
Of course he is. You go pay for it.
Yeah, that is a good point.
I did
But,
not consider that outcome.
But he's a good guy. Like
Yeah.
he's really knowledgeable. So, but yeah, my experience was that, the real only problem was like my shoulder, like all
As in
my
pain or like the
in
actual
terms of
problem
like
with your body?
in terms of what I went in for. I was like, it was mainly my shoulder tension that I've been doing a lot of stretches for, and I can't like get rid of it. And what I noticed was that when I got the acupuncture, he put in about 12 needles.
Yeah.
And the only 2 needles I could feel going in were the ones that were where my problem areas were.
Still been tight muscle.
Yeah, exactly. And so when they went in on the nerves, I could feel the nerve like responding.
Yeah.
And it's really weird because it like puts it right in the center of the muscle or something. And when you're aware of like that muscle,
Yeah.
you're able to like relax it.
Yeah.
It's really weird therapy.
Yeah.
But I think it also kind of goes into a bit of placebo, maybe,
Yeah.
which is what we want to talk about later.
Yeah. We can talk
But-
about it now. I'm happy to talk about it now.
We can
Yeah.
talk about it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think it's like, well, no, you don't think it's placebo, but it has that somewhat effect where it's taking pain somewhere else to avoid you thinking about pain where the pain actually is.
I mean,
right?
Tricking your brain. And
Part of it apparently is when the needle's on the nerve, it's supposed to release opioids and norepinephrine, I think. All those like feel good chemicals. It's not your field. Not your field.
I could not repeat those names.
Not your cup of coffee.
Not my cup of tea.
But it's supposed to, when you have the needle there, it's supposed to release those chemicals so that your muscles relax.
Yeah.
But I think just as big a part of it is just being aware of that tight muscle. It's like it puts it right on the tight strand of muscle, so you're able to really feel it, as opposed to like, I don't know, there's other sides of it, which is like chi balances. That's what it goes into.
Chakras.
It's sort of like that, chakras and chi, how
Chakra
everything's
alignment.
related.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Elliot was talking about, like your foot has connections to other parts of your body.
Oh, yeah.
I was telling him that because my shoulders were tight, sometimes I had trouble like breathing all the way in because I was like too tight up here.
Damn.
And then when I play basketball and I get tight hips, if I stretch my hips out, I feel deep in my chest there's a connection between the two. So I'm kind of subscribed to that like chi body connection flow thing. But at the same time, it could be a bit of placebo as well.
Yeah. Well, if your back's sore and you're struggling to breathe, it's probably because you're connected to your lungs, right?
Yeah. I'm sure it is. Like, it's all got to be connected to an extent.
Well, no, because from my experience with acupuncture, I somewhat agree. You know, I think, I don't know if it lasts. I don't know if it's useful for long term and like improvement because I don't know. I guess if you do it every day or some shit, then it might, it may loosen the muscle to the point where you recover. But if you're doing it, say, once a week or twice a week sort of thing, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to recover it long term. I think it's good for that short span of time because your muscle relaxes, but then as soon as you do something, it's just going to tense up again. So I think on top of doing acupuncture, you need to probably do a lot of stretching and physio or something like that. Even chiropractor work, especially if it's... Because the thing is you can have a lot of pain. Because I had the problem with my hips. I have bursitis in my hips. So I was getting... what is
bursitis, by the way?
It's pretty much where... Do you know how in all your joints you have like liquid? I don't know what the liquid's called, but it helps your joints rotate and move. Pretty much bursitis is where you have a built-up of inflammation because I have a lack of liquid in my joints, in my hips. So essentially it's just bone rubbing on bone rather than like, having a...
Yeah.
So that can destroy the
Yeah,
the
so
bone.
I've just got a massive inflammation in my hips, essentially. So I went
You don't
to
drink enough
physio.
water, do you?
I don't know what it's related to. At first I thought it was related to like my calf. My calf was too tight, so I had to stretch that out.
Yeah, it might just be tightness in general.
So I stretched that out. And then I had back problems. I was having like back spasms. So then I was going to physio, and then went physio for years, and like nothing was happening. I was like, I'm just wasting my time doing this. So then I went to a chiropractor, and the dude was like, "Oh yeah, your spine is like completely out of line. Like
really?
It goes like an S, like this."
But it's scoliosis. Did he say that?
I don't know what the hell he called it. It was a long time ago I went. So I was like, okay, sweet. Let's put. And he said my hips were completely out of line too. Like one was up like this.
Yeah.
So I was like, sweet. So he just popped me.
Oh, I can't do that, man.
I love
Jesus,
it.
man.
But now that's why I can click all the time, man.
Yeah.
Because my body's so used to clicking.
Do you think that was a short-term fix?
Well, it fixed my back problems. It didn't fix my hip problems because I don't know if anything can fix my hip problems. Because I had, what's the cortisone injection?
Yep.
I had a bunch of them, and they work for about a week, and then it's pointless. They wear off. But I don't know. Have you ever been to a chiropractor?
No.
I can't put myself into doing that.
I don't know. I kind of want to go back, man. It's really nice.
Just relax.
That's
Maybe not the neck one, but the back one, man. When they they just decompress the back, bro. It's so relieving when you stand up.
Yeah.
It's like you just feel like everything is in a line, like it is aligned, and it's just so good, man. I love it.
I
You
just
probably
wanna
come out
buy-
taller from a chiropractor.
Yeah. No,
That's
I
kind of why I
want
want
to
to go back.
buy.
5'8".
But chiropractors are not licensed or something.
Not
Like you
licensed.
don't need a license to be a chiropractor or something.
I don't know.
Is it is it something to do with like you can't you sign like something to say
Like if
they break
me,
your back,
yeah,
you know, you came here and agreed to this.
yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
much.
it's something like that.
But the thing is,
It's true though. If you do anything else,
with any profession though, you should be able to trust the guy who's about to fuck with your body. You know,
exactly.
you don't go to a surgery thinking, you know what, I'll come out of this dead. You know.
You do have those thoughts. I've been in there twice.
I wanted to talk to you about that actually because I've had knee problems for years, and the disease I had in my legs was, I always get this wrong, but it was
It's
either
actually a disease.
yeah, it's called Osgood-Schlatter's disease.
Oh, I've heard of that. My mate from karate had it.
Richard
Richard had it, and also my
it,
mate Carl had it. My
Yeah.
sensei's son.
So I've had it since I was like 13, and
Yeah.
there was always the option there to get surgery to help the pain,
Yeah.
but I just never did it because I just got so used to dealing with the pain.
It hurts when you do like explosive movements, right?
Yeah, and impact on landing.
Yeah.
So when I go for running, when I go for a run, I had to change my form to kind of, I don't know, drop on my heels less, if that makes sense. Because when you drop on your heels, you slam the front of your foot down, which your knee does a lot of.
It also leads to
contact
shin
absorption.
splints as well. I've heard.
Yeah. So I've had
fucking
shin splints
hurts.
before, and yeah, that hurts.
That shit hurts. I've had that like once briefly.
Yeah.
It fucking hurts.
But I've never really had a proper treatment on injuries I've had in my body.
Yeah.
Like I've torn ligaments in my like elbow. I've lost like half ligaments in my feet, both sides. And then my knees are like, my body's like really fragile, but I've never gone to
You should, man.
anything to like fix it. Just because I would say I'm coping fine right now, but I think if I went and got surgery and did something, like my body could perform a lot better.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if I fixed my knees, I probably would be able to dunk because I can't. Like I can grab the rim and stuff, but when I get up that high, I always worry about, you know, coming down.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about jumping up that high is I just worry about the contact on the way down, and then I also have to worry about tearing the ligaments in my ankles on the way down as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You should
I
just
remember
walk in
the-
with like glass fucking metal
Yeah.
plates.
Because I remember I went to the doctors twice for the same foot.
Yeah.
Because I torn ligaments in the same foot twice, and it was the same doctor. I remember I went the second time, and he's like, "Dude, you tear ligaments in your foot again, you're not gonna be able to walk." I was like, "Damn!" So I've worn ankle braces ever since then on both of my legs.
Every time he plays basketball, he puts on these
I put on the braces, man.
heavy duty.
It's not a bad decision, even if you don't
Braces.
have bad ankles. Just a safety net for your
Yeah.
ankles, man.
But
Because
you
you've
lose
seen
a bit
how
of
easy it
mobility.
is to fucking twist your ankle, dude, and just roll it.
Yeah.
You come down on someone's foot.
Yeah.
That's it.
I feel like I wouldn't be
It's
able to play
happened.
though.
You get used to it.
You get used to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
used to it.
I've been wearing them
Yeah.
since I was like 14, 15, the ankle braces. And you know, the first 2 times you use them, you feel like you're walking around on like peg legs. But as soon as you mold into like the bands and they start molding to your foot,
Safety.
you just forget that
It's
they're
like
there.
anything. You got to break them in. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Wait, so what did you want to discuss with the
Um,
surgery?
So you had surgery on your foot, right?
Yeah, twice.
Before you, I don't know, I guess it's hard to, before you had surgery, do you notice a difference after you've had surgery on your foot?
In terms of performance.
Like performance and pain, I guess, because you got the surgery to fix a pain that
Yeah.
it was.
I had to remove the bunion off of my foot.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to tell because I never really went back and did karate. So I can't tell you how it felt before and after.
Yeah.
I never did karate after I had it. But the first time I had it, I had it done. I had a plate in my foot, and I never got the plate removed until I had my second surgery. And the plate after a while got really annoying and really I wouldn't say really painful, but it was very what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I had very lack of movement in my big toe.
Could you feel like a metal plate?
Yeah, I
in
could
your
feel a
foot?
plate in my foot.
That must be a weird
You could
feeling.
you could touch my obviously now, but not now. But I could touch my foot, and you could feel like a plate in my foot.
Wow.
It's concerning.
Yeah.
But no, after the
Sorry,
second
Warwick.
surgery, I had the plate removed, and then I had another couple bones removed. But I have a lot more mobility in my I feel a lot more comfortable around my foot in terms of like safety.
Yeah.
Like, it's not gonna just snap now, because even with the plate in, I was always scared that if I played ball and I landed on my toe or something like that, or if I pushed off too hard, the plate would crack. And if the plate cracked in my foot, that'd be a mission, man. That'd be like,
imagine trying to take that shit out of your foot.
yeah, that'd be shit. So I do feel a lot safer now knowing that I don't have something that could just, a metal plate that could break in my foot. But I still at the gym can't do like lunges off, like with my right foot being my back foot.
Yeah.
I still can't like go down sort of thing.
Is it a balance thing?
One, balance, and also it's so painful. Just like still having that foot being moved upwards like that, toe being up like that. Just after a while, it's just so painful.
That's like when I went to the gym. I remember I used to go to the gym with Luke and Rory. And I'd go do the bench press. They were doing, like Rory would do 20, 25 on each side or something. And then as soon as because when you tear that ligament there,
it hurts, bro. You can't bench. There's no point benching.
As soon as I would push the bench up, because I'm right hand dominant, so in my head I'm thinking, like my right arm's gonna push harder than the other one. But because there's that missing support ligament, I'm pushing up my my left arm, and then my right arm's going like literally just like wobbling,
Spazzing out.
and you can't control it. It's like when I do push-ups as well. I can do say like max 50 push-ups in a day, and that's it for the day. That's just I need to let the ligament like relax.
Which you discovered during lockdown.
Yeah, well, bloody hell, that was it Goose that recommended that 200 a day thing?
He wasn't it?
Was it 100?
Was it
100
100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, or was it just 100 in total?
100 push-ups was the initial one.
Yeah,
I did 75, and my arm was like locked.
Yeah,
couldn't move.
Have you ever put like
anti-inflammatory,
like anti-flam or Voltaren stuff on
I'd say I've gone through like 10 Voltaren tubes in my life.
Because Voltaren always helps me when I have like muscle pain and stuff.
But that was the thing with my knees. So whenever I overwork my knees, they start inflaming and fluid spills out, and it builds these big lumps. I'll show you afterwards, but I have these lumps on my legs which kind of protrude out after I exercise. But to stop that, I wear these bands around my legs which stop the fluid from spilling.
I was gonna say, you should just wear a band and then put like ice packs like underneath it.
But I remember when I was a kid, man, the first time when I first started discovering it in my left leg, I never told my parents, just like, I thought that was just normal bone structure.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like a bone when you touch it. But
it's not this one, is it?
It's that one right there, yeah.
Right.
My one's like really
comes far out.
Yeah, it was sticking out like a lot. And I never told my parents about it because I didn't think it was a concern, because it just, you feel there and it's like, there's a bit of a lump for some people, but it comes out like slightly. And I told my dad about it because he's in the medical industry, and he was like, that's a disease. I was like, wait, what?
You're infected.
Yeah, and I got diagnosed with it, and I was like, damn, like, and then so I wore straps on my left leg, and then like a year later, I remember I was in bed one night, and just like clamped up, like it was a cold night. I remember just like clamping up on a ball, and it was cold, and I felt my right leg, and I was like, no way. And there was like a lump on my right leg coming out. Jeez. And then I was like, come on.
Double infected.
Yeah. I just remember like crying, dude, because I was like, no, there's no way. Like, I was already in so much pain with my left leg, and now my right leg, like you got to restart all over again, that process.
Damn.
So it sucked, man. And I still get it when I play tennis these days, because I wear ankle braces, I wear like knee straps. I had to wear like an arm strap for a while. Yeah. Just to support my
just
my elbow.
Bandage, bro.
I remember people calling me like RoboCop, like Cyborg, because I was just walking around with straps all over me. Yeah, and I've always considered, like getting surgery or something to like fix it.
Bro, just do it for the experience. It's epic, man.
But yeah,
it's such a good experience.
Yeah.
How good is surgery?
How good is surgery?
No, it is a great experience because, like, obviously you can't eat or drink up to the point of surgery. I think it's 12 hours or something like
that.
Okay. So you get obviously if you're late in the afternoon, it sucks. But I've always been in the morning, so it's been useful.
Wait, what? You can't eat or drink because
Because you have tubes going down your throat and shit. So
shit.
If you've got a full stomach and all that, you got the chances of like vomiting or
Gotcha.
anything like that.
Wait, do they stick it down your throat when you're conscious?
No. No. Hell no.
They
That
first
would
hit you on the
shit.
head with a hammer, and then they
Yeah,
Take this.
So first they bang you with the hammer.
So
here comes the long train.
See you in 3 hours, kid.
so what you go in and they go through all the procedures, ask you all these questions, all your health and safety questions.
Yeah, the usual.
Give you a bunch of tablets, pills, and then the anesthetic dude comes in and he pretty much tells you what's going to happen. So the first time I went out through an injection. Second time I went out to gas. Actually no.
Other way around?
I'm trying to think now. No, second time was gas, first time was injection. And pretty much the guy, they injected you, because you get into the theatre, right, and you expect there to be maybe the surgeon and maybe like 2 others, like 3 people, and then the anesthetic dude, so 4 people, right? Nah, dude, there's like 10 or 12. They're just, dude, it looks like mayhem. You walk in, you're like...
You must feel special, bro, having like...
I don't know, man. You have the sense of almost freaking out because... You expect it to be such a chilled or like environment because they're about to open your body up, and you get in there and it's just mayhem, bro. It's just mayhem, and it's kind of terrifying because you're like, shit, all these people are gonna be standing around me while I'm out cold, like completely out.
Performance anxiety.
So you get in and they inject you, and then they say, the first time the surgeon's like, what do you want to fall asleep to? And I was so
lose yourself by a minute.
And I was like, just play anything. So he played some like metal, not metal music, but it was like rock music, which is actually pretty peaceful, to be honest.
Mumford & Sons.
And then they say, count down from 10, and I got to about 6, and I don't remember anything else.
That always seems like a good challenge, that countdown.
You never reach like 4.
Just like...
But what if you don't breathe in, right? Because it's a gas, right?
Not if they inject you.
Oh, it's an injection.
The first one's an anesthetic.
But you don't remember anything.
It just switches like that, right? Just like
you have no memory after counting that number, and then I think I got to about 6 or something like that, and I was out, and then came to in the ward. Apparently I woke up. They went to get my mother. And then when she came in, I had passed back out asleep for like another hour.
Too relaxed.
Yeah.
Do you remember if you had a dream during the surgery?
No, you're completely out.
You just
I don't think it's common to.
No. You're completely and utterly out cold. There's no thought. There's no memory.
You fade out, and then all that happens is just you wake up.
It's literally like it doesn't feel like any time's passed, right?
No, you wake. Yeah, you wake up and you're just like, where
next
the
thing
fuck am I?
Anesthetic time travel.
Straight up, dude. You wake up and you're like, whoa.
Do you almost start counting again? Like 6, 5, 4, 3. It's finished.
I remember.
Now the crazy thing I've heard about that whole going under procedure.
Yeah.
Is that it shuts off the part of your brain that like processes the passing of time. So that's why it feels instant.
Right.
Because like that part of your brain shut off. So it's not able to like feel time passing. So that's why it feels instant. But it's really weird that we have something in our brain that like keeps track of time. And if it's switched off, like 4 hours just goes by like that. Okay. Right? Yeah, I'll take some.
Yeah. No, it's real surreal. It's a really surreal experience.
It's surreally
Surreally real.
There wasn't much left, unfortunately.
Give me some of yours, mate.
Fucking dreads, bro.
No, I'm kidding.
Took my mug. That's all you get. So I reckon you should just do it for the... Well, it's expensive, so...
Yeah, that's the other thing. Because to justify a price, I want like a good outcome.
I think both times... I think the first one was 12 grand. Maybe. I can't remember. I can't. Huh? Yeah, I had medical insurance. I had medical insurance, so they covered like 80% of it. but it's still really expensive.
Oh yeah.
I think it was 12 grand per, but it might have been 12 grand total. I can't remember now. It was either 12 grand total or 12 grand per. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 12 grand per
leg.
Yeah, per surgery. But I remember the first time I came out, I'm laying there, and this person was getting moved into the bed like next to me, like they had just come out, and they're like freaking the fuck out, like grabbing, because they had the tube down their throat, and all they could think was trying to pull the tube out. So they're just like laying on the bed, they're trying to like hold this person down, and they're like like trying to pull the fucking tube out, and you're like, dude, don't pull this fucking tube out. Like they're freaking out, man.
Diagnosed with zombie disease.
Yeah, because I didn't know you had the tube down. I thought it was for like other, bigger surgeries. So when I asked Mum, she's like, "Yeah, you had everything. You had tube all the way down." I was like, "God."
Yeah, the thought of it.
The thought of that is just freaky, man.
Yeah.
Like, it makes you gag, like kind of thinking about oh, fucking hell.
It's like when you were talking about needles going in your like shoulder before, like hitting the nerve, man. I'm so bad with needles.
I hate needles.
When
I'm
I
getting
had-
a lot better at them though. I'm fine with them now.
When I had glandular fever, I had to go take a blood test to check up on my infected liver, and so it was my first ever blood test. I was like, shouldn't be too bad, right? They'll just get a needle and pull it out. It shouldn't be too bad. Instead, they get this little like fish hook looking thing. Like the end of it looks like a fish hook, and they put it right into where your blood's like flowing to your hands. So big vein right there.
Yeah.
And so they put it in, and I'm like waiting. I'm just looking at this like empty tube, and then all of a sudden it's not filling up, man. It starts like squirting into the tube.
Yeah.
And I just remember being like, and you start your head like I'm so bad with needles. I start heating up, and I start feeling really lightheaded. And I'm sat there, and I'm like, oh my god! I like look the other direction. And then the person who did the injection was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm good."
Try to be
Fine. And then blood test is fine. Leave. And I remember leaving, and I'm walking to my car, and dude, like. You know how on photos they like you have those like rigs which automatically adjust to how you're like moving?
Yeah.
Man, I just did not have that on me.
Stability.
My stability was just like, whoa, holy shit.
Yeah.
And I remember I went back the second time, I asked for like a
Like a lolly or
two,
something.
what are they called? Like a lolly like a paddle pop stick.
Just a fucking line of coke, bro.
Yeah. And so I got a paddle pop stick, bit on it, and just looked the other way, and I was like,
Yeah.
puts it in, and then
I have to look away. Like I would say I'm a lot better at needles because I've had to deal with them a lot recently. Especially because when I was getting all my tests, I had to get a lot of blood tests, and when you're going overseas and stuff, you just do medical checkups and stuff. But I still have to look away when they're putting it in. I can't look at them putting it in, and then I can look at it from there. It's fine, but I can't watch
the
a
insertion
needle going into my arm.
So it's not about the pain, is it?
I think it's just the fact of having something being injected.
Having
into
something
you, man.
sharp going into your
I'm
body.
always scared they're going to miss a vein, or that it's going to hit a vein and it's going to fuck up and it's going to just fucking spurt everywhere or some shit, and you're just going to be like bleeding out on the floor.
It's so weird though,
Freaking
because
out.
like I can watch like a movie where someone gets impaled by a sword
Yeah.
and then
Beheaded.
killed. Yeah, but I can't watch a movie where someone's getting like a needle put into them like really slowly.
Yeah.
I'm like, it just makes me cringe for some reason. It's such a weird part of my head that I don't understand like why that happens.
Yeah, it's like when you're watching like a movie and they're kind of like de-skinning someone or something.
Yeah.
That shit. I can't watch any of those scenes where they're doing like procedures or medical surgical work. It just grosses me out, man. I could never be a surgeon.
I think we were talking to this the other day with my dad. You get, I'd say, surgeon first few times, they'll be like really hard, but as soon as you're constantly doing it all the time, like anything,
It's become second nature.
you just become used to it. People die, and then you're like, sorry for your loss, and then first time would probably hit you like really hard first few times, and then you just get used to it.
Yeah.
It's part of business.
It's like diabetics, man. If you're a diabetic who's afraid of needles, at the
fucked.
start, like
GG,
you're
man.
gonna be fine after like a week or something.
Yeah.
Because you got to inject yourself. What is it, like twice a day in the stomach?
Oh, do you?
in the
Yep.
stomach.
Yeah,
It's stomach.
you inject insulin into you.
Holy shit, I didn't know that. Because I
Twice a
knew
day.
one of my friends was diabetic in high school. I mean, I used to hang out with him. He just did like a thing in his finger. He'd just do like the,
Like a pinch. Yeah. Like
and then
Okay.
he'd like put
Maybe,
his blood into a
Mm.
checker and see if his
Yeah.
blood sugars is fine.
Oh yeah.
That might be a different.
I think
be
that's the
more,
checker.
Might be
That
more
might be a different
serious-
type,
Might be
though.
also a more serious one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
different
because there's
diabetic
different
type.
types of diabetes.
Yeah.
Do you guys know the difference?
No, I
Type
don't.
1,
No.
type 2. Do
I've
you want
known
to
a,
guess?
I've known a couple people that have had it. Thing is, do you know much about diabetes? Because I don't really know. You know, for someone that's diabetic, it means that they have to have more sugar. Or I mean, is it more sugar in their body, or is it they can't have as
It's
much?
that their blood sugar level is dangerously low.
It's low, so they have to have more sugar.
Yeah, so that's why they need to carry around like sweets
Yeah,
and stuff. But interestingly, don't people become diabetic by having too much sugary stuff?
that's what I thought. I
I
thought
think
that's what.
that's.
Yeah.
I think
gain.
that's. It must be something to do with like tolerance or something.
So
like
maybe they like break the system or something.
There's a lot of people that are breaking the system.
Yeah, but I mean,
HGP
especially
14, the diabetic research podcast.
we should get someone on the
The
podcast.
med-
Yeah,
that's
true.
Diabetic.
I can get my friend on who's diabetic.
Diabetic, and actually, because I don't know a lot about it.
What
and
is
I don't really understand it.
what does Jess do? Is she's in the medical
She's nurse.
nurse, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. But you said before you said something about like you have like a kidney problem or something.
Liver.
Sorry, liver.
So when you get glandular fever,
I think I may have had that.
my liver was infected,
Yeah.
so it fucking goes all the way through your body. It like just destroys your immune system essentially.
No alcohol for you.
No, literally, man. I remember. So I think I got it in October 2016.
Yep.
And I may as well just talk through the whole thing, man. I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast before, but
No, you haven't.
so it was during a exam period for well, close to it for university. So I had a mid-semester test on one day, and I had a migraine before,
Yep.
and I had like a similar thing, you know, like you had this like throbbing pain going through your head.
Yep.
And I went to it was like a mid-sem test or something, like final test. I went in, did the test, did terribly, and then I remember coming out. I was like, man, I feel like really dizzy, and got on the bus, went home. Next day, I told my mum about it, and she was like, oh, you should go to the doctor and stuff. I went to the doctor, and at the same time, I had a really sore throat.
Yep.
Went to the doctor, and he said, oh, it looks like you just have like a mild like throat infection kind of thing.
Yep.
I was like, okay.
I never trust doctors, bro. Honestly.
Yeah, and so I took it with a grain of salt. I was like, okay, sweet. And he's like, oh, can I get like a doctor's note just in case I can't do like another test? And he's like, yep, here's a doctor's note, yada yada. And I didn't go to the uni the next day just because I woke up, man, and I was like, holy shit.
Trash.
Just so dizzy and exhausted.
Because this would have been first year of uni, right?
Yeah, this is my second semester, first year.
Yeah.
And so I woke up, man, the most tired I've ever felt in my life. You know how you wake up some mornings, you get a really good sleep, but sometimes you oversleep and you just wake up, man. You get out of bed.
You're
the
already
first
exhausted.
instant you get out of bed, you're like really dizzy, and you're like, whoa, when do you go back?
Yeah.
So I got up, and I'm like a really bad eater. Not in terms of like I eat bad things, but I lack vitamin C.
Yeah.
I don't eat a lot of food,
Yeah.
but that's just I don't know. I have like a pea-sized stomach.
Yeah.
And so my first thought was like, oh, I haven't been eating much over the past few days. Maybe I just need like energy to fill those spots. I went out and ate like a bunch of food just to kind of fill myself up. You do that sometimes. Like I made like heaps of pancakes and stuff just to fill myself up because I was already tired. I was like, I'm gonna be tired anyway. I
Out
don't
of
go
all
to
the
uni.
stuff you make pancakes.
Make pancakes
Yeah, bro.
and
The energy.
yeah.
The blood sugar.
And so I remember I was sitting on the couch. I was just watching like a show or something because I couldn't focus, man. Like I tried doing uni work, and I just sat there. I was like, I just can't focus right now. My head is just all over the place. So I watched the show, and then I just remember sitting there, and then all of a sudden I got this urge to just like, holy shit, I need to throw up like so bad. And so I ran outside, where like upstairs in my house is like where the old section of the TV was. I just ran out the sliding door and just projectile vomited everywhere all over the deck.
Oh man.
And
so
then
you couldn't even get to the bush.
I couldn't even get to the bush, man. I ran out and just everywhere.
Fuck.
And then in my head, I was like, what the fuck? That's not a throat infection, is it? Like, and so I said to my mum, I was like, I think this is a lot worse than what I was told. And she was like, yeah, go to the doctors again. Because, you know, when you're someone who's reacting to someone else who's in a lot of pain, or like you don't understand, your first thing is just, oh, it's gonna be okay. Like you might just be like, might be this, might be that, but you never think of the extreme.
Start googling shit. I'm gonna fucking die.
Yeah. you never consider the extreme. You do consider it, but you know, you just think in your head like someone will tell you, don't worry about it. So I went.
Go to the doctor, Brian. There's like, you got a virus.
Yeah, I went to the doctor. It was a different doctor this time. And I went in, man. I was like sat there in the doctor seat like this, like I couldn't even think. I had no food in my body, just empty. And he says, I'll just look inside your mouth just to check up on your throat infection. I was like, okay, sweet. I opened my mouth, and I remember him just going like, well, just saying well. And I was like, oh no. And he's like, chuck me my phone. And so I reached over and grabbed his phone off the desk and gave it to him. He took a picture. He showed me the picture of my mouth, and you know, like in where your tonsils are in your mouth, there was like that much of a gap to my throat, and the rest was my tonsils with just pus inside my tonsils.
Fucking hell.
So tonsillitis straight away.
Yeah.
And then
how are you talking?
It got to a point where I couldn't talk properly, like during the thing, and like the guy said, he said, "Oh, I'm checking your doctor's note," because I went back to the same place, but it was a different doctor. He's like,
"You fucking idiot!"
Whoa,
this guy.
And then he said to me, "You know, this is tonsillitis, but among that, are you feeling like really tired and are you having like migraines and stuff?" I was like, "Yeah, I feel so exhausted." And then, you know, he's like writing his notes down and stuff. And then he sent me home with like 4 different prescriptions, ibuprofen, like headache pills. And then there was this antibiotics. I think I got the antibiotics afterwards because they didn't actually, I don't think he diagnosed me with glandular fever till afterwards. Cause when I went back, so I was on about 4 different pills, like 10 pills a day.
Jeez, you're a pill popper, mate.
Yeah. And so that was in mid-October, I think. And I don't know if anyone else has had glandular fever before, but man, it was like the worst experience of my life.
If you've had it, share us your story. We'll share
Tell me how you cope with it, because damn, every day was, you wake up, my mum would come and check on me. It was basically, my bed was essentially like a hospital bed.
Yeah.
I don't leave my bed for days, except to throw up or to just, I didn't eat. I think I had 1 banana over 4 days.
Holy fuck.
Jesus.
And I lost.
You were vomiting everything up.
I'll just throw everything up because my body just wasn't accepting it.
Did you do your exam?
Nah. I had to apply for like a
retake, or what do you call it?
not a retake. It's called like egretat or something.
It's like compassionate
consideration. Yeah.
Is it where they take like an average of your previous grades, or do you have to actually?
They take a grade for your semester. They take what you've had so far and then they average it out over the other ones. And I was already doing shit in the SAM. I'm a dude who relies heavily on, well, at the start I relied heavily on exams.
You're a playoff
complete
performer.
opposite of me, bro.
Yeah, I'm a playoff performer.
He's a playoff performer.
He's fourth quarter, man.
And so, you know, I applied for the consideration and stuff. Didn't do the exams because I couldn't even think. But yeah, I lost about 6 to 7 kgs.
Wow.
Damn.
Over the whole time.
Well, if you want to lose weight, get glandular fever.
Yeah. If you want a quick way to lose weight, just die for like a month.
It's not contagious though, is it? Glandular.
It is.
Oh, it is?
So,
so how do you think you got it then?
Well, I don't know. You can get it through fatigue. I was playing a lot of tennis at the time.
Yeah.
But I was also dating someone else at the time as well. So I was like, you can transfer it through saliva.
Yeah.
So, you know, there was 2 variables there. I'm pretty sure it was tennis because she'd never had it before. I asked her and she didn't have it. So, and I remember the previous week to when I got it, like I'd played Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so, I think that glandular fever lasted about 2 months. And since I've had it, I've never felt the same in terms of energy levels. I used to be like I still feel like I'm quite a energetic person, but I used to be like a Energizer bunny before I had it.
Need more coffees, mate.
Yeah, that's what I rely on like now, because it lasted 2 months. So I think I remember getting better around December 10th or 11th. It was close to when Luke would have been coming back from the States from his first sem.
It would have been... Was it the same year we went out to Anafueda for New Year's? Or was that we went there previous?
I can't remember.
What year did we go to Anafueda? Was it
I
15?
think it was 2016. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So that's when I could... I think I could... Yeah, I could start drinking around then. Because I remember I was feeling better, but I was still being advised to not drink.
Yeah. Probably a good option.
Yeah, and so, blood test came back for checking on my liver, because obviously with an infected liver, you can't drink because it can't filter out.
Yeah.
And it came back your liver's not infected anymore. I was like, okay, sweet, but we advise you to not drink for another month or so.
Fuck that.
Thinking,
New Year's is my birthday.
New Year's is coming up, I gotta show out for the lads. So yeah, that was my experience with glandular fever, and I've just never felt the same in terms of energy levels since then.
I was gonna say, crazy. If you've got liver problems, it's probably not great for you to take supplements like creatine. Yeah,
well, I've never been a person who takes supplements, and I know this is something else you want to give in, but I'll just finish on the disease stuff. So it's called, glandular fever is called infectious mononucleosis, and a lot of athletes call it mono.
Heard of that. Yeah,
so there was a tennis player who was top 5 in the world. He's like a really good tennis player. He first person to beat Nadal at the French Open.
Who was it?
Robin Soderling, who's a Swedish player. He got diagnosed with mono, and he kept playing tennis. He kept trying to play through it as a professional, it's your job.
Did he take time off? Like you had it bad at one stage. Initially, you had 2 months where it was really bad.
When you first get it, you can go back and play tennis. I could have played tennis when I first had it. It's just migraines and stuff.
Yeah.
And you feel fatigue, but he went straight back into it, high intensity training. So pushing the fatigue past fatigue, essentially.
Yeah.
And he got diagnosed with it really bad, and he had to retire from tennis. He was about 27, 28 when he got it. Just never played tennis again.
It's crazy how you can never come back to that level that you were at before.
Yeah, so when he got diagnosed with it, they said you can't go back to playing tennis for 18 months because you're just never going to be at the same energy level that you had.
Just shows you about how
it's
all about being smart as well.
Yeah.
You've knowing your body and
you dive back into it too early, and shit, you just end your career like that.
What's the difference? You see, athletes now, you can say LeBron, who look after their body, and listen to their sicknesses or listen to their injuries.
That's the key, man. Listen to your body.
You can just see how well they perform, continuing on in their career.
Well, he spends $1 million on his body per year.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, it's nothing to him.
Yeah, just chip change for LeBron, but still, people
can
can
us going to Countdown and buying a box of beers, bro.
Yeah.
Actually, there's probably less for him. Shit, I'm fuck, I don't want to go and buy another box.
Yeah. The health guru is talking here right now.
Yeah, but no, because I didn't know you had I'm assuming you still have liver problems, or I'm assuming you don't now, right? Still drinking and stuff. So
I drink and stuff, but I can't really look at my liver and be like, "Hello, you okay?"
Are you there?
Yeah.
Are you working?
I need to go do a doctor's checkup, but obviously with the COVID-19, I can't really. They've been lacking on the whole contactless thing, and you can't really check a liver condition over the phone. So I'm kind of waiting. And it has been a few years since I've had a doctor's checkup, but yeah, I think one thing I took out from glandular fever is I've never been the same, just energy wise, and it definitely transitioned to my tennis as well, because I used to be mainly a singles player in tennis. I was good at lasting 2.5 hours in a match. I'd be fine. I last the whole day, play the same at the start to what I do 3 hours later. But man, ever since then, I've just mainly stick to doubles. It's half the court. And whenever I play singles, man, like I just can't. Like
Just die.
mentally, I'm just not there.
But are you still training the same way that you used to train in terms of your fitness? Like, you going running or cycling, or you playing as much tennis? Because it could just be your cardio is way down as well.
Well, I'd say it's definitely like my fitness levels have dropped since then.
Yeah.
I was definitely playing a lot more competition and training a lot more then.
Yeah.
But now I don't even know if I could last like a high intensity training without just like keeling over or like something like that.
Man, we should all train like endurance training together because I need it 100%. And I know that you guys would push me.
Because I definitely want to try and get my energy levels back, and I know it's possible. Because like the ligaments in my ankles, you know, they're never gonna grow back, but you can strengthen the other side, which could offer like similar support. Obviously, it'll be never the same, but same with my arm as well. I could strengthen my arm to a point where I could actually probably do more than 50 push-ups a day. But you know, it's just like committing to that.
Yeah,
you have to work so much harder just to get back to the level you were at.
Yeah,
which sucks.
It's crazy how your body works like that with certain things. Like, you know, like you break a bone, you tear an ACL, right? Those muscle connections will grow back and the bones will grow back. But with ligaments, like, and the cartilage, somehow that just never grows back.
That's why you need surgery.
Yeah, like what do they put, like fake
and I
cartilage
think they
in, or
inject
like some
also like
substitute?
sort of like muscle or it's I don't know what it's called. I can't remember the name. I've heard like Joe Rogan talk about it, where you get like injections that essentially help your muscle grow. So I think it essentially helps your ligament grow back
faster,
or repair itself.
So it's kind of like a steroid for ligaments.
Essentially a steroid.
Isn't it that ligaments can repair, but they're just extremely slow? Because there's barely any blood flow to your ligaments.
You'd have to do like nothing on it.
Yeah,
pretty much to not, to repair it. Because as soon as you use it, you're just gonna wreck it again.
Exactly. Because you hear stories of like Kobe Bryant, like near the end of his career, like doctors saying he had like no ligament in his knee.
Yeah, well, that's what I was talking to you about when we were watching his highlights. Remember when he was dunking, and when he would land, he would like kind of like jet plane and kind of like drop down.
Suppress the landing.
Like be real careful.
And that was in his prime, bro. Like just taking awareness of his knees.
Yeah.
And obviously, it didn't really help,
but it's really amazing to me that at one stage in his career he's playing bone on bone.
Yeah.
And then he can come back and play at a decent level. You know, like scoring like 20 something points per game.
That's crazy.
Years later, it's like for me, like playing bone on bone. Once you're at that stage, it's like surely your career's over. Once you're at that level. But
so Rory and I were watching Anderson Silva versus Bisping last night. I had no idea Bisping was blind in one of his eyes.
Yeah, he hasn't got an eye.
Yeah, because I was watching.
It's a fake eye. It's a glass eye.
Yeah, I was watching the fight and I was like, dude, did he just go blind during this fight? Because I know Michael Bisping as a fighter, but I didn't know he was blind in one eye. And I remember Rory told me that he went on Joe Rogan and said he fought his last 6 fights with basically one eye.
Yeah.
And he had to stop because, it gets to a point where, you're going to destroy yourself.
I can't remember how he did it. Like, do you remember? Did he?
I think Rory said it was just over time, like, dude's hitting him in the eye. Yeah. That was it. Yeah. Over time, it just deteriorated.
You can tell when you look at him now, it's one eye, like, kind of just lays there. It doesn't really move or anything. It's crazy. And he still was one of the top fighters in the division.
He beat fucking Anderson Silva that fight.
Yeah. But then he went on to beat Luke Rockhold to win the championship.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
I don't know if I could do that with, like, my legs. My legs were, like, bone to bone, dude. GG, I'm out.
Do you feel like your ligaments have improved at all?
I would say my arm ligaments have improved from when it first happened. My ankles as well. When I first snapped my ankles, I'd say I was like really concerned about lateral movements.
Yeah.
Side to side, right? You get crossed up in tennis, someone sends you in the wrong direction. You just go over on your ankle. That's how I did both of my times.
Yeah.
I think it's confidence as well. You feel more confident moving around and using those parts of your body which are less fortunate than the other ones. I've never gotten to a point where, because with tennis, you got to get quite low to hit some balls. I've always been quite a peg leg tennis player, I'd say. Like, I don't get as low as I can because it puts so much stress on my legs. I could, like, if I kept doing it over and over again, I'd eventually be able to get low enough, but you know, you got to fight through the pain again, and I can't really do that. So
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But you've been taking New Zealand Muscle creatine. Yeah, because I was asking you about this last week. Well, not on the podcast, but after the podcast, because you were saying that you haven't like noticed a difference, right? Which is actually not uncommon with creatine.
Like, no, I definitely have noticed a difference.
Yeah, because a lot of people actually don't really see a difference. Yeah, but
it might depend on how much creatine you're getting through your diet.
Yeah,
because creatine comes from high quality meats. Yeah, and
it's made in your body. It's produced in your body.
It also is produced from amino acids as well.
Yeah, well, it's in 95% of your body, and then the other 5% of it is in your brain, and then in your kidney and your liver.
Right,
and that's why you can have liver and kidney problems, especially if you mix it with caffeine. So you're not technically not meant to use like pre-workout and creatine together, because you're not meant to create caffeine overload on it.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. So I did notice quite a bit of difference from it. Yeah. Mainly that I was able to work out like every day and have like good quality workouts, which is pretty awesome. Because creatine is the stuff that helps your muscles produce the energy.
Yeah, ATP.
And so
that's what I thought pre-workout was.
Yeah.
Was that, you know, it feeds you the energy to your muscles, which, you know, makes you have a good workout. But pre-workout is essentially what? It's caffeine, right?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff in pre-workouts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in pre-workout. Like obviously pre-workout does more than just give you energy. It obviously gives you focus. A pump as well. But creatine is how do I explain it? Essentially it stores like water in your body that allows you to essentially lift more for endurance work.
Okay.
Or I won't say it's linked to enhancing like long endurance. So if you're like cycling and stuff or doing, you know, anything like that, I wouldn't say it's going to help you that much. But for high intensity work, it's linked to
short high intensity.
Yeah, so like weightlifting, probably playing ball, something like that is probably a lot better, because your body's going to repair itself. Your muscle's going to repair itself. You're going to hold all that water inside your muscles. And yeah, I find it really good.
Yeah.
It's linked to having really good like neuro.
Well, that's the other thing, yeah, because it's
part of your brain. It's in your brain.
It's involved in it's not just for muscles, because it's part of the ATP
which
chain.
Holds energy.
It's part of the chain. It's somewhere in the chain.
Yeah. I think it's phosphocreatine.
The system, yeah.
Yeah, it stores phosphocreatine.
Yeah. And so what it means is your brain primarily uses that system for energy.
Yeah. And
so when you use creatine, it's
amplifies
giving your brain like the fuel or the chemicals that it needs to like function better.
Yeah, that's why people they haven't like said it confirms it, but a lot of studies have shown that it has led to improving like anything, you know, if you have any issues with your neuro cells or brain issues and stuff like that, it's linked to at least aiding it or helping it.
Okay.
But I haven't read anything that, you know, confirms it, and so I'm not going to say.
Yeah, I was reading a lot of studies, and I saw something that said like 25 to 30% increase in brain function. Yeah. And like cognitive ability, which is a really big jump. Yeah. Creatine seems to be like that do everything sort of thing.
Because you noticed a weight gain when you took creatine, right? You jumped like 4 kilos.
Yeah, well, I'd been jumping kilos before, but I've definitely been at my heaviest that I've ever been recently.
You still the same weight?
Yeah, I'm still the same weight. I'm still holding that weight. But I think a large part of it is possibly due to holding the water in my muscles.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean,
do you take it every day, or do you?
Yeah, I take it every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I cycle it. I do because I'm pretty inconsistent with it. I don't want to become like reliant on it, sort of thing. You know, so I really am inconsistent. You're meant to sort of do like a week on, week off, week on, week off.
Yeah.
But I just always forget, or I take too much caffeine in one day, and then I'm like, shit, I don't want to take creatine. So I think I started my cycle yesterday, so I have to take some creatine today.
That's the thing. That's one thing I've never. That's why I've never really invested in supplements, is because I don't want to rely on it too much. You know, I don't want to take away from the natural feeling of having a good workout, because then once, you know,
I always have it after my workout.
Yeah,
I know you're meant to probably use it beforehand, but I prefer having it after. Just like repairs my muscles and helps me get like the energy back after training.
Yeah. But to hear that about like pre-workout, you know, it sounds like it could actually help me improve, like having a better workout. Because I go into a workout and I think, you know, I'm gonna crash like 30 minutes in.
Yeah, you should invest in just like a cheap ass pre-workout, man. Like,
just to try it.
You don't have to get some intense thing that you're just gonna be like standing in front of the mirror, bro, at the gym, just being like, fuck yeah, let's go. Like, you know, you don't need that shit. Like, I have gold standard. That's a gold standard. No, I have C4. I have C4 pre-workout.
Where?
And
Get down.
And essentially, it's just like energy. Sorry, it's like a little bit of energy, focus, and a pump.
Okay.
So, and it's really light. Like, when you're taking it, all you do is feel like it's kind of tingliness through your body, and then you just feel really like kind of focused and just I guess focused on your workout rather than, you don't get distracted as much. And you get a pump as well, so obviously you increase your strength and all that. But
do you reckon you can use pre-workout for, say, like studying or something?
Yeah, 100%. I don't know, a lot of people. I'm pretty sure Jono uses pre-workout to study and shit, man. That guy, I'm pretty sure takes pre-workout every time, every day though. But I actually don't take pre-workout a lot at all. I took it the other day, and that was probably the first time in a couple of weeks that I'd taken pre-workout. Normally because I have quite a bit of coffee, like in the mornings before I work out, so I don't see the point of me needing to take more caffeine.
You might want to start with creatine. First.
Okay.
Because creatine's definitely the more natural one. It's the one that your body already produces.
Yeah. It's more natural.
But the great thing about creatine is it's so cheap. It's like $20 for like a 6-month supply of creatine.
Jesus,
it's so cheap. It's, I don't know how it's made or why it's so cheap, but it's so cheap.
Pig fat.
I do recommend, if you take it though, to drink a lot of water, because I know it's storing water and everything, but I from what I've read, like I can't tell you the science behind it because I haven't read enough to drop a lot of science, and I can't remember all the names as well. But you have to stay quite hydrated on it. So if you're gonna start taking it, don't just, you don't want to dehydrate yourself. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'd say. Because your muscles are going to end up storing a lot of the water, so you need to keep your brain hydrated, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because I woke up last night after taking creatine a couple times during the day. Yeah. I woke up at 4 a.m. just like so thirsty. Yeah. And I was like thinking,
water.
I was thinking back, like, why am I so thirsty? But I had a bunch of creatine before bed, and I only had like 50 ml of water, like not that much water.
Yeah.
So that must have been part of it. But no, last night I was taking supplements, and going back to when you were saying that you were on like 10 different medications at once. So the supplements that I'm using at the moment, not every day, because I'm always wondering, like, is this too many supplements?
Do I need this?
But I think they all have legitimate uses. So I've got the creatine, and I've got vitamin D, and I take magnesium and zinc.
See, I was actually going to ask
you take vitamin D?
Yeah, vitamin D tablets.
Sit outside.
Yeah.
No, but you just can't get enough in winter.
Okay.
Like the sun's not strong enough, and
What do you get from carrots? Is that vitamin C?
You get better eyesight.
it's vitamin A. I
See in the
think.
dark.
I think it's vitamin A from carrots.
Vitamin A. I need to start taking that. I want to start taking zinc and like magnesium.
Zinc and magnesium are really good.
Those are the two I want to start taking. Just because you don't get them normally, really.
I used to take magnesium to help me sleep
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it relaxes your.
I just want to take them to see if I feel different, you know? That's mainly the main reason I want to.
Sometimes it's hard to tell, man.
Yeah.
But I'm also taking this one called Cordyceps sinensis.
What?
Cordyceps mushrooms. It's a mushroom.
The psychedelic
And it's
stuff?
psychedelic. And I go into work and it's just it's a good time.
You're just seeing a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
You're seeing more people than you should.
Everyone looks so good.
Cordyceps sinensis is a really interesting one. And I reckon it's bloody good. But it's one of those ones where it's like, I'm taking all these other things. I've like sat down, had my dinner. I've had like 3 pills with dinner. And I look at it and I'm just like, do I want to add like another supplement? I've already had all these fucking supplements. Like, is there a limit where I'm just like, my food is like 50% energy, 50% just like minerals and just like shitty, like, not shitty, but just like substance, you know?
Yeah.
But cordyceps was first discovered like 2,000 or 3,000 years ago. It's like an ancient Chinese medicine sort of supplement, and the Tibetan monks noticed it because
Tibetan, isn't it like Uncharted? Isn't
I
there
think
a
yeah,
part in
yeah, no,
Uncharted?
that's right, yeah.
yeah,
Uncharted 2, I think.
Tibetan.
but they first noticed it because they would lead like, I think like goats up these mountain ranges, and the goats, that's where it used to grow, and the goats would eat this mushroom and then just like jump around all day and have like so much energy, which is, and they first noticed that, so they're like, well, we should take it, and then it just became popularized through.
So it's an actual
medicine.
mushroom.
It's a mushroom that grows on the ground. But
So you go out, pick it from the...
It doesn't grow on trees.
Wait, so do you go out and pick it, or do you go buy it from like a store?
No, so you go buy it. Yeah.
You go buy it. Okay.
It's very, very hard to find because it's grown in such specific conditions.
Where'd you buy yours from?
I bought it from like Health 2000 or something.
eBay.
These are not psychedelic.
But the crazy thing is the company that makes it has like a patented formula for creating the mushroom because it has to be grown in such specific conditions.
That's smart.
Yeah, it is smart. But
Big brain.
But if you don't have the right formula, you don't get the benefits. And supposedly there's an even more beneficial one. There's about 4,000 or 400 types of this mushroom.
Oh, no, that's right.
There's like 400 types of this cordyceps mushroom. And one of the most potent ones are the ones that grow on insects.
Grow on insects.
On insects. So what happens is in like the jungle.
Man, have you watched any videos on this?
No, I've been doing a lot of research on like alternative medicine, kind of like Elliot.
Yeah, carry on.
Has done, but geez, this coffee is really giving me a lot of like energy. My whole body is like tense, but so what it does is it infects colonies of ants, and what it gets into their body. And it affects them, and it forces them to like climb high on like trees or grass. So it affects them. It makes them climb onto the top of a piece of grass, and then the mushroom will like come out of their head. It'll grow out of their head using their nutrients in their body.
What?
And it makes a spore out of their head, and then it opens up and spreads the infecting mushroom.
Right.
And the crazy thing is that if an ant is infected by one mushroom and the spores are around, it won't affect a different species like it can't. So there's like 400 different types of the mushroom, and they infect 400 different insects in the jungle. Each mushroom specializes in a particular insect.
Jesus Christ. You
And
sure
so-
the person that did all this research wasn't on these magic mushrooms?
Well,
It's just watching ants with all these mushrooms popping out of their head.
I swear to God, mushrooms are
Whoa.
coming out of that ant's head.
the thing is that the crazy thing about tradition and Chinese medicine is it's been around for like thousands of years.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like something that's really tested by time.
Right.
But those are the specific ones that are like most beneficial, but obviously the hardest to find, because you need to have like colonies of ants infected in the jungle. You need to go out and like take the mushrooms that literally come out of their head.
You pick a mushroom
That
off.
sounds like it's
Do you
hard
kill
to
the
get.
ant?
It kills the ant, yeah, 100%. But if you want to know what all that does, it's really, I noticed it. That's one of the supplements I've had the most immediate effects from.
Right. What does it give you? Just energy?
So what it does is it's a dilator of your blood vessels, and specifically acts on your lungs and digestive system.
Right.
So what it does is it improves blood flow to your lungs and to your digestive system really strongly. Like you really feel an effect of it. It's pretty amazing.
So it helps you shit.
I mean, yeah, it helps. It helps your whole like digestive
Yeah.
process. But I most notice it on my lungs. Like when I take the mushroom, it has a distinct smell.
I still
right?
can't get over the fact when he says when I take the mushroom.
Just like eating a normal mushroom at night, eh?
I first learnt about all this on Joe Rogan's podcast with
You sure he wasn't on mushroom?
The guy with the
Paul
hat.
Stamets. Yeah,
Yeah.
the mushroom.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
I think I actually watched part of that when he actually talked about psychedelics. At
Dude, the
1.2.
stuff he talks about mushrooms is just incredible.
Is he the guy who told the story about how he saw like the future and then it happened?
And it kept happening.
Yeah,
again.
that's right. Yeah.
He's like a sort of hippie scientist in a way, because he does a lot of his research through experimentation.
Yeah.
But
That's
man,
the best way to
some
do
of
it,
the
bro.
stuff he does is mind blowing. Really.
Yep.
He talks about like smart networks of mushrooms that are like in the ground, and they can sense when people are like walking through electrical signals. Someone walks through the
Right.
forest.
I think
Stand on a
I think I
mushroom.
remember watching this video. Yeah.
Really recommend watching it again. But that's how I first learnt about cordyceps.
How does he know that?
Just research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who conducted that research in the first
Him.
place?
Him, man. He's
How does he know that the mushrooms sense that?
No, he's super intelligent. You can tell when he talks. Like,
I'm not denying that he's
Yeah.
intelligent, but I'm questioning on how he researches that.
yeah, there's so much we just don't know about mushrooms. Like mushrooms.
We'll bring him on the podcast and ask him how
But if
he
you think about it,
researches
like at least with an animal, you can see its reaction if you get close or if you make a noise, right?
Yeah.
You can see it, so you can sense. Oh, this animal can sense me from a mile away or some shit. But with
Yeah.
a mushroom, it's not
You
going to
could
give you
put
any
receptors
sensory.
in the ground or something to see how the roots react or something like that.
True. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. There's so much we don't know about mushrooms. Like so much medicine in the mushrooms. But yeah, the way I could tell it was really working was I would take the mushrooms that had this distinct smell. You smell the capsule. There's like a really funny smell. But when you take it and you're breathing, you're like breathing out that same smell, like the
Right.
same stuff. When you breathe, you can like taste it or feel it in your lungs, which is like really weird. But that's how you can sort of tell it's working,
Yeah.
because it's like right in your lungs, and you take a breath and you just feel like so energized by the breath.
Okay.
It's really amazing.
Interesting.
Well, I might. Well, on that topic, I might start getting on like magnesium and zinc. Eh? Where do you buy that stuff? Do you just buy it from any supplement store?
Yeah. You can get magnesium from any pharmacist, and I'm pretty sure the same as zinc.
How much is it for like a little capsule thing? Not capsule. What do you call it?
I'm not sure. They're usually around
It's
like
not too
it'll
expensive.
probably be around the same price as I'd say like vitamin C tablets and stuff.
How much is that?
$35-$40 for like a thing.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit of money.
Yeah. Well, my parents take vitamin C tablets because they need obviously with their keto diets,
Yeah.
so they can't eat fruits because of sugars. So they just take the vitamin C tablets to obviously fill that.
But you can't
Yeah.
have sugar in keto.
Sugar, you know, like carbs and sugar.
Oh shit! So you can't eat anything really.
Well, there's like
not a lot you can eat.
you can eat meat. You can eat keto alternatives of.
You can eat a lot. You can eat meat.
No, you can eat a lot of stuff. My parents have survived like on months on
Yeah.
this stuff.
It's like protein and fat, right? Mostly.
yeah,
fat,
well,
proteins.
you replace milk with cream.
That's what creatine's good for too. It helps break down proteins in your body.
Right.
So if you actually, eat too much protein, it helps break it down inside you. So, yeah, I think if it allows you to keep your intake of protein up. Just thought I'd jump that in there.
I'll do some supplement research and
Yeah.
see what I can invest.
Well, I've heard a lot about people doing keto, but I don't know if I could do it, man. I really don't know.
Well, my dad's definitely seen results because carbs is definitely something which
Carbs, I'd struggle so hard to drop.
Carbs is hard to replace. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
Everything
still
has
have carbs, but you have restrictions on a day.
Yeah.
So
you can eat like a banana.
I think the restriction you can have in a day is like 50 grams of carbs or something. Something like that. Yeah.
That's not much.
It's not much at all.
It's like a cracker.
Yeah. But obviously you can still have like nuts.
Yeah. That's good because that's a source of fat
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that
and
you can
protein.
have. Vegetables.
Yeah. You'd be living like a vegetarian sort of thing, right? Just without the. Well, you wouldn't be vegetarian because you'd be eating meat.
You can eat meat, fish.
You can't have pasta.
No
You
pasta.
can't have rice.
No beers.
That's alright. You
Yeah.
can have wine. Oh, you
Yeah.
can have wine, can you? It's got sugar.
Red wine.
I think wine has less calories.
But wine will have.
Slightly less.
You,
Oh, sorry, carbs.
Carbs.
They're not,
Less carbs.
But it
they,
has
don't,
sugar
they don't
though,
drink
doesn't
like sugar heavy like salves or anything.
Yeah.
Mostly just like natural red wines or something.
Okay.
They drink those part-time rangers.
Yeah.
They're keto.
So like the white rhinos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're keto.
Okay. They're not too bad.
Hmm.
Yeah. It depends how you want to drink though, I guess. If you want to drink for leisure or if you want to drink for getting drunk.
I mean,
They're good for both, I
who
guess.
drinks for leisure?
I don't know. Yeah. Damn.
All right, we're at an hour and 12. Should we hit the old rapperoonie?
Yeah.
Let's give it the
should
old
we do
rap.
the songs of the week.
Songs of the week. My song this week is "Stronger" by Kanye West.
Oh yeah. Got a bit of a throwback.
Well, I was listening
Bit tad.
to a stream, because a lot of streams that I watched, this guy was playing chess and he was listening to like Daft Punk in the background.
Oh yeah. I love Daft
I was
Punk.
like, oh fuck, I love
That
this song.
sounds so relaxing.
And
A
then-
a chess stream.
With Daft Punk, yeah.
With
No,
Daft Punk,
chess streams
yeah.
are really good. I've been watching heaps lately.
Yeah.
Because it makes you think, man. Because I
Really
start
makes you think.
I start like talking, and no one's in the room. I'm like trying to talk to him on the screen because you can see a move that they can do, and you're like,
Come on, do it!
do it!
Knight-
Oh, it's right there.
Knight
and
to
then-
C4.
Yeah.
I know where you got that from.
Harry Potter.
Yes.
Is that the exact phrase?
I'm pretty sure it's C4.
Okay.
Damn.
It's either C4 or D4.
Direct quote.
Or is it because you were taking C4 supplements?
See? Just your
Four.
brain picked
It's,
up. Subconsciously, you brought it up.
subconsciously.
Yeah.
What is
Alright.
your movie quote of the week? You shall not pass.
My song of the week is "But I Do" by Poldoore. Poldoore.
Poldoore.
Poldoore. It's like a jazz. I played it for us on Monday at the barbecue at yours, but
Okay.
it's like a jazzy, sort of blues
Mm.
sort of song, with a bit of like kind of like an R&B twist as well. It's I don't know, you kind of have to listen to it for me to give you a full
Sing the chorus.
It's not.
No,
No.
you don't have to.
No.
Play the guitar.
Play the guitar.
Alright, you're up.
Yeah. Do you guys know Straight Lines by Silverchair?
No, I don't think I do.
It's like, should I sing it? No one listens to this part.
Sing it if you want,
It's
man.
like, wake me up with the fever, walking in a straight line.
Oh, I do know that
You know
song.
that
No, I
song?
do know that song.
That's
yeah.
such a good song.
I do know that song. I thought you were about to say, what's that Wham song? Wake me up before you go.
Wake me up before you go.
I thought you were about to start
Yeah,
singing that.
yeah.
I was like, what?
That's another good song. But no, I
Thanks for that little
Dude, you hit every note.
smash that one. Beauty.
rediscovered it recently. That's a great song. Fucking love that song.
Oh.
I do know that song. That was
Yeah,
good.
it's really good. It's like one of those 2000s throwback. Remember we were talking about it at your house, like
Yeah.
songs of the 2000s,
Like Snow
Makes you
Patrol
think-
and all those songs.
Yeah,
Frey.
and that song at the end of the click. What was
Yeah.
that one?
Oh. You get what you give. You get what you give by the Radicals.
It's similar vibes to that. But love that song. Good song.
Oh shit! I need like pee, so I nearly pissed myself.
Okay. we'll close on that good note. Thank you for that, Josh.
How good?
How good.
How good.
Thank you for listening. Thanks for the support. As always,
As always, yeah.
share with your ideas or stories. I want to hear some stories. We'll keep it anonymous, obviously.
Yeah.
But
give us a story that you have, and then
we can pick apart your story.
And we'll
we can
talk about it.
Love to hear.
We can abuse you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Keep it real, people.
Be ready for it. All right.
Thank you.
Ta-ta.